And here's another one. These people are all out there trying to influence the government about the Gaza issue, as if Britain can do anything about it. Meanwhile, we have this. There aren't people out on the streets protesting on behalf of half of the Afghan population who have been condemned in many cases to solitary confinement for life, with no education, no job prospects, and no support if there is no male in their family prepared to support them. Taliban's new laws, Afghan women silenced and restricted even further. And these guys are marching for Gaza. All these women, unburqa'd, shouting out their slogans. They are not prepared to help these women. What a bunch of word I can't use at the beginning of a YouTube video. I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. Okay, well, because these people unburqa'd and shouting out loud, look at them all. And some of them are obviously Muslim, but the plight of their fellow Muslim women is of no concern to them. And that's more of a plight than what's going on in Gaza, because these women are subject to all sorts of bad treatment, including being sold off to much older men and spending their lives shrouded like that, and being interfered with by older men legally. The Taliban has passed new vice and virtue laws severely restricting the rights of women, continuing the erasure of women from public spaces. The laws prohibit women from speaking or making their voices heard in public, even from the confines of their own homes. So, I mean, it means that you're shouting out of the window to somebody to, I don't know what, to call their child back in from playing. Of course, that wouldn't be a girl child. This restriction extends to singing or reading aloud, activities deemed potentially provocative by Taliban authorities. Furthermore, women are forbidden from making direct eye contact with men who are not immediately family members. How can they tell they're making eye contact? They look like this. This is called sensory deprivation, by the way. It's a form of torture. Fawzia Kufi, an Afghan human rights activist, condemned the international community's relative silence on the issue. No, they're not silent. They're too busy shouting about Gaza. Look at these people shouting about Gaza. Look at her. Completely free to come and go in the street, to shout the slogans, to carry posters. Look at them, not to cover themselves in fabric. And these women are like this. They are not allowed to be educated now. When Zara thinks back to her life before the summer of 2021, it seemed like another reality. As a student, she had lots of friends. We were happy together. We were studying. Sometimes we were gathering. We were riding bikes. Zara doesn't ride bikes anymore. She's 20 years old. She can't go to school or walk outside without covering herself up. Many of her friends have fled the country. All she can do is sit home and worry about a future that has unravelled before her eyes. I'm 20 years old and it's time for me to study, to get educated, she said, but I'm not allowed. I'm just in my house. I'm worrying about my future, my sisters, and I'm worrying about the future of all women in Afghanistan. And here are some people who aren't at all worried about Afghanistan, who couldn't give a flying you-know-what about Afghanistan. They're worried about a bunch of terrorists who will murder hostages in cold blood. When those 6 hostages were found dead, having been shot by their cowardly jailers who shot them before running away from the encroaching Israeli army, one of those hostages weighed 35 kilograms. You don't fake that. They starved her and they enjoyed starving her, and then they shot her. And God knows what else they did to her while they were starving her, by the way. And you have these people here marching for this bunch of murderous bastards and ignoring this bunch of murderous bastards who are doing this to women, to half their population. They can't even speak out loud now. They are being tortured with a torture that never ends their entire lives. And these people are marching for Gaza. It's a disgrace, a denial of humanity, a bunch of idiots who support murderers. And who support the torture of women, the selling of female children to old men. The destruction of a generation or more. And madness. Many of these women will just go mad. They will make terrible parents, of course, so the children that they produce, and they will produce a lot of them, will also be mad, terribly damaged. The whole society is going mad. And these people are marching for Gaza. Till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.